Hi.
Hello. Hello.
Welcome to After the Episode. I'm Sunday. This is not our DM who usually does this interview stream with us. It is.
Sage, hello.
Thank you so much for doing this, Sage. I'm really excited to ask you questions.
I'm excited
Um,
too. Thank you for inviting me on.
yeah. Okay, so for I was gonna say like let's do like an intro to start.
Mhm.
And then I realized that we're sharing chat. So I think a lot of people do know who you are.
Yeah, that's
um,
I
but
can still
let's
I
do it
can still do
anyway.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
please. Yeah, let's do it.
So, hello everybody. My name's Sweet Sage, or I go by Sweet Sage online. And you can call me Sage. I'm a full-time content creator. I stream on Twitch. I make videos on YouTube. I usually talk a lot about books. I do co-working streams, and I also play a lot of Pokemon. And now I play D&D every once in a while. And it's really fun. It's been a great experience. But yeah, that's pretty much me in a nutshell. Very introverted, very deeply unserious at the same time, but
Deeply
happy to be here.
unserious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah. So did you? Is this your first time playing D&D ever?
Ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
ever.
Okay. So I'm curious. Like thoughts out the gate. Couple
It
episodes in.
it's very fun. It's a lot less confusing than I thought it was going to be. I credit that to just the everyone that I'm playing with though. So, um I think everyone makes it very easy to feel included and kind of understand where we are, and there hasn't been like a whole bunch of information at just like one point in time. But it's very, very fun. And yeah, I see why there's so many, like, it's such a huge community and it's grown like so much over the
I know.
years. I completely understand why. It is so fun. But those are kind of like my first initial thoughts, like when you asked me. Um,
Did you know about D&D like before? Like were you interested? Is this like totally new?
Yeah, so I kind of did. I knew from a couple of my friends. We were supposed to actually do a campaign together with a small group of my friends, and we got to the stage of like us getting handed like the sheet to fill out, and that was
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
And so I didn't dive too much into like the rules or the different characters that you can design and like the different aspects of each types of characters. And yeah, so I think I've heard I think I want to say that my friend Rose was the reason why I knew kind of anything about D&D. I also think pop culture in general, there's like a lot of very well known I guess like tabletop gamers in general, and so,
Totally.
that has also kind of been here and there, a little bit of inkling of knowledges
Yeah,
or
yeah,
a
yeah.
little inkling of knowledge that I've
You knew
gained
it was
over
a
the years.
genre of nerd.
Yes, yes, I was like, "That's definitely a thing I've heard before."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I also like, yeah, so I think specifically with D&D, like, actually understanding the concept of the game, really, I would credit to my friend Rose, and then, um, actually knowing how to play,
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah. Tyler's really Tyler, our DM, who's been on the show before and is currently DMing the campaign you're in, is very, very good with first timers. For that exact reason, he's not like he doesn't overwhelm you with information out the gate. And like he's very easy to ask questions to. I think like I've played in campaigns before
Yeah.
where the DM is like, "How do you not know?" You know, Tyler's not like that at all.
Mhm.
That's cool. So yeah, awesome. We're really happy to have you. I want to talk like maybe as like you did the intro for Sage, like what if you did like a quick intro for the character that you're playing?
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay. Oh my goodness. That's, like, so wild. I didn't even think about doing something like that. You are brilliant. Oh my gosh. Okay. So oh my gosh, I can't even think of anything, like, right off the bat.
That's okay.
So, like,
That's totally
hi,
okay.
everyone. Hi,
Yeah.
everyone. I'm Mavis. I learned to play the flute from a very young age, and somehow it turns out that it's magic that I've been learning this entire time. I have a really cool group of friends that I just met, and I love them very deeply. Even though they kind of get up to a lot of different shenanigans, I'm always down to shenan. I'm always down to munch on something, and I'm here for a good time and to find my long lost best friend.
That's a no, that's perfect. I feel like we're in a tavern right now meeting Mavis for the first time. It's perfect. Did you have any so Mavis is a tiefling bard. Did you
Yes.
have any knowledge of like bards? Like why pick it? Like did you know what you were picking?
When I kind of did. When I went through looking at, like, the different types, oh, and you know what? I didn't mention it earlier, but another, kind of intro into this whole sphere
Mhm.
was Baldur's Gate.
Oh
So that
yeah,
also kind of helped with, like, just understanding the genre of,
totally.
like, this. So also in Baldur's Gate, I picked a bard or not a bard, what did I
Yeah.
pick? Yeah, I think I did pick a bard, and it was just after looking at everything, I was like, I think the easiest thing for me to do is probably pick something that I would actually do, like,
Yeah.
me personally, so I'm not jumping too much out of, um,
Oh yeah.
reality and, like, pulling too much from my imagination, but, so I was
That
like,
is
"Okay,
that's
cool."
like actually good advice. Like if you're gonna play a character for the first time, playing DDD for the first time, base it a little bit off of yourself.
Mhm,
You don't want to try to get too far away until later, but like because it's easier to connect to the character.
mhm.
So that's actually yeah, that's really good that you did that. So do you play musical instruments in real life?
Yes, I do play the flute. That's
You play
I
the flute in
I
real
play
life?
the flute. Yeah, so I played, the flute for 12 years. I stopped when I got to college because I stopped taking care of my flute. Don't do that, take care of your instruments. I am learning how to play the piano. It's currently under my bed right now. I have a keyboard that I just bought, a couple months ago. Now that my nails are short again, I can actually practice again. 'Cause I haven't
Relatable.
practiced in like a I just got mine shorter just so I can,
It's
like,
cute.
play games again and then, like, actually practice on the piano because they were too long, so I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay." But yeah, I love music. Music, for some reason, I stepped away from music, but whenever I watch movies or I play video games, it's a huge part of my life playing video games. The first thing that I always acknowledge is always the music in the game or in the movie or the show or whatever media that I'm, like, watching or experiencing. And I was talking to some of my friends last year about like, "Oh, wait, music actually, like, means a lot to me, but I haven't been expressing myself with music in a really long time." So I'm like, "Maybe that's something I need to, like, start integrating into my life more." So, in a long-winded way to say, yes, I picked a bard for like, that kind of reason. But I do play music, or I do, like music a lot, in real life, and I do
That's
play the
really
flute.
cool.
Yeah.
That's I this is a personal note. I relate to
Mhm.
that so much of like you get to this point where you're like, I appreciate this so much, or I love this so much, and I'm not nurturing it in my own life.
Mhm.
Why? And you're like, okay, you know what? This is I have decided this is important to me, for
Mhm.
lack of a better phrase. Like and I'm gonna do it and I'm gonna nurture it. That's really, really cool.
Mhm.
I love that. I mean, that is bards are such entertainers in so many ways. I mean, like you could even say like streamers are totally bards. Like it's all
Yeah.
about like nurturing that like that expression, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a question in chat that I wanted to ask you.
Oh, yeah, go for
What's
it.
Mavis's favorite snack?
Ooh, favorite snack? Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is a great question.
We do technically
Mavis's
live in a town that doesn't have good food.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know,
Just
y'all,
canon.
because
Yeah.
like, the delicacy is a bug. I don't know, it's like
Right,
a
right.
it's literally like an overgrown cockroach looking or scorpion looking thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if,
Are you talking about the
um
onkegs?
Yeah! I don't know if but, I don't know. So I would say
If you didn't have to out of lore canon, like what would Beavis's like
so
I don't
out
care if
of
it's
lore
cheeses. Yeah, yeah, I don't care if it's cheese. It's like out of lore, what would Beavis's snack like favorite
Okay,
snack be?
so my favorite snack is Cheez-Its, but I think Mavis would definitely like something that you can just eat a lot of that are small. So I would say
Yeah,
something
totally.
simple like potato chips
Yeah.
or like Cheez-Its like me, but
Yeah.
also I could definitely within the lore kind of I could see favorite snack being something like um I read recently that there was this girl who learned how to, like, catch a lot of, like, crickets,
Yeah.
and I totally can see him doing something like that just so he can, like,
Munch on
make them
crickets?
crispy and then just munch
Yeah.
on crickets all day. I could
That's like
totally
kind
see
of a
that.
thing
It
IRL. Like
is, it
that's
is.
yeah. Crickets are and I think it's because of the crunch. Like it's not
Mhm,
necessarily the flavor of cricket. they'll like I've seen like packs of like sour cream and onion crickets. Like
Mhm.
it's like
I can totally see
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
don't know if I would well, I did try did I try crickets before? I
Did you?
did eat crickets once on
How'd
stream,
it taste?
and it was the flavor, it was barbecue. So it wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't
That's what
bad.
I'm
I can
saying.
totally see why people eat them for
Okay,
sure.
what about mouthfeel though?
Sensory, I wasn't a fan.
It was the slow
It
shake
was
of your head for me. Like it was
it just sensory wise, I wasn't a fan. But the flavor was not bad. I get why people eat them for sure.
yeah, yeah, totally. That's really funny.
Yeah.
I like that your chat's like not surprised at all. What's the cheeses of D&D? That's a really, really good question. I'm gonna have to. We're
Yeah.
gonna save that one for Tyler for our DM,
Oh,
and I'm gonna
yeah,
ask
Tyler
him
could
that
definitely have fun with
the
that.
next time we do this interview show, which is like every other week. That's gonna be the first question that I ask. That's a really good question. So yeah, I've got some questions for you about your character specifically, but I definitely want to like talk to you about like being a first time D&D'er. So like d- did you have like a personality for Mavis picked out? Were you thinking about it ahead of time? How different is it from you, if any? Like maybe it's very similar. Um,
So I did kind of have a personality picked out. At first, I kind of wanted Mavis to be more like more serious, like
sure,
a more
yeah.
serious character.
Yeah.
But then on the opening scene when we first like our first time playing together, and the way that Tyler was describing everything and like whooshing into the bar, and then you see this like person up on the stage or or like however Tyler described Mavis at first, I was like, oh no, this is like I have to be more extroverted and more like silly. Like it felt right. So I was like, okay, quick pivot. I'm gonna be more like just play more into that.
Yeah.
Um and I think as everyone started coming together, it just stuff started to make more and more sense. I'm still kind of trying to make sure that it's not fully um I guess that I'm not influencing it too much because sometimes I will say things and I'm like, "Oh, Mavis would say that," but mostly I would say that. So maybe I should
Right.
like
Right.
bring it back just a little bit. But that's the fun of this is like getting to experience kind of like bouncing ideas and other things off of everybody but also being able to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I guess
Meld,
like
play, kind of
what is that like
crunches.
Exercise your
Exercise.
yeah, exercise.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, "What is that thing called?"
That was
English is hard,
really
I'm
cute.
sorry.
That was adorable.
Exercise, your my, like, imagination a little bit
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
my creativity because when it comes to, uh, building stories, which is my favorite thing in the world, it's so much more fun to do with other people, and I didn't recognize that until this. So,
Really?
personality-wise, I wanted it to be very, like very serious, and then I was like, "No, it's actually probably gonna be more fun if he's just a guy. He's
And,
just a guy.
he is just a guy. It's
He is
very
just
it's
a guy."
very good how much of a just a guy he is.
Mhm.
I'm interested to like okay, so something that you said, first of all, the creating stories with other people, you didn't realize that that was so nice until this? Really?
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm used to, I actually kinda talked about it on stream a little bit today. One of the things that I'm getting better at is, um, when it comes to, like, team things, like,
Mhm.
making sure that I'm not, like, taking over too much, and it's a collaborative effort because 'cause I'm so used to, especially because of college and school and always having to do
Sure.
group work, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of people that don't pull their own weight. In my head, I think I got into the habit of, like, making sure that I'm doing as much as possible, so that I know for sure that stuff is gonna, like, be done.
Right.
And so story-wise, I don't think I've actually created something as fun and creative as this, which is pretty literally what we're doing. Like Tyler is laying the foundation of a story for us, and then we're filling in little bits and pieces of the story. Never experienced something so fun and something so something I don't know. It's just it very much is me in different ways this past like 6 months outside of D&D has kind of opened my eyes to being able to collaborate in a different way, or in different ways with people. And so this is one way that I'm finding this to be like something that I I don't know, enjoy. And I'm like, wow, so I can make stories with other people. That's really cool. Because I also used to write stories in general. And then I'm working on a game. I've made a game before. And so like doing a really tiny game, a really very
You
basic
saw my
game.
eyebrows shoot up.
Yeah, no, it's Tiny Sunday. It's really small. Like it's
It's
very, very game. But like, so writing that story and then like writing, trying to figure out what I want to do for the next game that I'm working on with other people too. Like all of those things together, I'm like, okay, cool. This is another way that I can like enjoy what I like, but also make it even better because I can like hang out with other people. And we can like bounce ideas off each other and make it into something new, which
Yeah.
makes it even better because it's everyone's working on it. It's a project.
To be absolutely so real, it can be really hard to count on other people and depend on other people and
Yeah.
even really, really good people. Like it
Hmm.
can be creative things, especially. Like I think with creative things you have like more of an emotional connection to because it's just like the nature of the beast. And so it can be a lot more painful when it's like let down or disappointed. So I totally understand that like I'm gonna do this and trying to be better about like doing it with other people. Um that is really interesting. I like that. I like to see that, especially through D&D, because I think that you're not alone in that. I think that that's probably the biggest reason that people like playing D&D, whether they know it or not, is that like collective storytelling. Like that's the thing that really sucks people in. So, yeah, if you're feeling it as a first timer, like you know, I want to ask you something else you said. Oh my god, did I just lose it? Oh, no, it's there. Exercising your creativity. I just wanted to
Hmm.
say, as the producer of these episodes who just sits here and listens and like presses buttons, you have the quickest dang wit I've ever I've ever heard. I mean, it'll be like maybe this will be quiet for like whole minutes and then you'll say something and I'm like, whole like it's I don't know what your wit is so fast and quick. And I know some of that is Sage, right?
Yeah.
And it's also Mavis. Like I think
Yeah.
that even if you play a character that's so vastly different from yourself, you still end up putting a lot of yourself into it because if you didn't, why play?
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the point is like you are playing that character. So yeah, I am curious like to see what happens with Mavis and Mavis's personality. I don't think you need to be too scared of putting too much of yourself into Mavis. Especially that first time, right? And then you kind of like you'll like your next character will be like, maybe I want to try something weird, but it's still
Yeah.
kind of you. It's still kind of you in the end. Yeah. So you have a very, very fast wit. That's all I was trying to say. Like you're
Thank
flexing
you.
creative muscles you already have.
Oh, thank you. It's
um
years of growing up with people like teaching you how to roast each other. Like
oh
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
probably
The
what that
casual
is.
bully. Hey, the bard is the best character to pick to be a casual fun bully, so you picked a great one. It's a roast to flirt ratio, am I right? Not to trigger you guys to the
Oh,
hinge prompts out there, but
oh God, please. Oh, oh
it's
God.
like every other hinge prompt. Okay, I digress. I digress.
Oh,
So
Sunday.
I'm curious if you could share with us a little bit about Mavis's backstory without giving
Mm,
away too much. I do want to hear some stuff, but Tyler does use your backstory in
yes.
storytelling, so I don't want to. No spoilers, if you will. How much of
Mhm.
your of Mavis's backstory can you tell us?
So I can tell what we've already like revealed so
Yeah,
far.
sure.
So basically Mavis grew up in affliction, which is the like where we're at in the story right now. And I think what we ended up on, because there was two different things that I was thinking about. I think I grew up with, or Mavis grew up without close family, and then the closest family that I had was Lilith, was like
Hmm.
best friend. And so Lilith was a person that taught Mavis magic, technically taught Mavis how to play the flute, which ended up being magic. Also taught Mavis about like other forms of magic or types of magic. So like for example, the whole ley line
Hmm.
situation. Which watch the episodes if you don't know what I'm talking about for real. But it's really really cool. But the that's kind of I think up to like where we are. But Mavis, and then Mavis has made his money by playing music and entertaining people in town. That's where he got most of his like money for food and like making friends and doing all of that, even though he doesn't have close friends. But yeah, that's kind of like, you know what's so funny?
Did you hear that?
My
Yeah.
cat literally
Sorry.
started patting me the second that your cat came up onto the screen. I
There's a
know.
cat network that they're all connected to in their brains. I'm like pretty sure.
They're like, okay, everyone
Yeah.
go to your owner.
Right. Right.
My cat also jumped up in unison. There's no way, Bella. There's no way. There's no way. Hi, money. How you doing?
That's actually freaky.
That's wild.
Well,
Go to
okay, to
your
be fair,
owners.
Bella's cat is literally my cat's twin, so maybe it's just like
No,
a
literally,
tabby
like
thing.
actually,
Yeah,
like they're
like
siblings.
they're no, not
Oh, I
siblings.
was like, oh, that's
They
so
just
cute.
look
Wait,
so similar. Yeah.
goals. Have a
Yeah.
sibling cat with your friends.
My sister actually has my cat's brother. So that's a real life thing that I have. Your cat the other day, we were playing a
Hello.
session and Sage's cat was in Sage's lap looking up fondly. And
I
Sage's
love it.
like this and the cat's like it's so cute.
I love when she does that.
It's so cute. Yeah, so another thing about personality, I was
Mhm,
gonna I wanted to ask you, as an introvert, someone who is an
mhm.
introvert, what has it been like, I guess, A, playing with like a big group of people, and B, like playing potentially a character who's not that introverted.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. But I had to burp. Excuse me. So
Get ready, clear your throat. Yeah.
so I would say for me, online has always been, or just the digital space in general has always been a lot easier for me to navigate than like IRL. Um, I have a great appreciation for like my friends and for Bella for even asking in general, like who would be interested in doing this and participating in this. They made me feel a lot like calmer about the situation, like going into it and playing
Hmm.
because I'm like, okay, I trust Bella. I
Right.
trust Bella a lot. Like, I'll
Right.
be cool. And then Bella was like, oh yeah, and then Kate's gonna be in it, and then there's a couple other people that are gonna be in it. And I'm like, I know Kate. Okay, cool. Cool. This is a lot more calm. That's cool. I just need to meet like 4 new people. That's fine. That's chill. Um, and so I think that going into it made me feel a lot more calm and like easing my way into it. But then when I actually met all of you, instantly everyone else being like super relaxed, super like sweet, kind, very patient, and I don't know. I feel like I just got very, very lucky to be honest with you, because I definitely can see this being like a lot harder, especially if it was going to be in person or just with a different group of people. I think that would have been a little bit harder for me to like feel as relaxed going into it. But I think um, for that aspect of it, like just playing D&D with people, I was just kind of like, okay, cool. This is something that you want to try. You know, you're interested in it, just try it. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. Everything's cool.
Totally.
But I was like, oh wait, no, these people are amazing. Love this. And then for playing a character that I think definitely leans more on the extroverted side. Hello. On the extroverted side, that part is a little hard because
Yeah,
I love just listening to everyone talk. And
me too.
naturally, I am just a huge fan of people talking about themselves or talking about like just anything. A huge, huge fan, huge lurker in everyone's streams.
Yeah.
Love it very much. So, um, kind of remembering to not just listen and also interact is like one thing that I have to do kind of constantly.
Sure.
So you were saying like, oh, I'm pretty like quick with the little remarks and stuff like that. It's because I'm realizing like, oh, I haven't said anything in a while. I should probably say something. And then I
And then you say
immediately am
the
just like, what's
best
the first
thing.
thing that I can
Right.
think of? I'm just going to respond to this because I've been literally listening and soaking in everything.
Right.
And a lot of my notes are actually stuff that Tyler has said, but a lot of what like the other cast has said, like everyone else has said, because I love referencing other things that they've already said and like make note of it. So I'm like, cool. Then I can make note of that later. I can talk about that. Okay, cool. Perfect. So but yeah, so it's trying to remember like, hey, you need to talk to Mavis would talk right now. Like you should say something. I'm like, oh,
Right.
right. That's pretty much like what I have to do. Hello.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to say, like, To your earlier point, unfortunately, there are a lot of horror stories about D&D groups
Yeah.
and bad DMs and, just bad groups. I mean, it's going to be true with anything. Not everyone gets along.
Yeah.
Big groups and conflict. Not everybody's good at conflict. It's not even that they're bad people. It's just like the vibe doesn't work.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was really important to us. So I love to hear that that's how you feel, because that was super important. But
Mhm.
Tyler it gets most of the credit. Like, I have played with other DMs and I don't think I ever will again. Like, we all got really, really lucky with Tyler. He's so gentle.
Mhm.
He's very good at storytelling. He cares a lot. And
He
that's,
does,
yeah,
yes.
I mean, that's he wants people who are new to feel like this is an okay space, like, to be yourself or be whoever you want. Yeah, that's really cool. And it's got to be a little bit hard. So I'm looking forward to getting to know Mavis. It's been really exciting.
Yeah.
So far, have you been enjoying combat?
Yes.
The answer can be no. I won't tell
Yes,
Tyler. No, just kidding.
but yeah, y'all keep
Yeah,
it
yeah,
between us. No, I
yeah. I won't.
have, but I also it's so funny because, like, I'm enjoying it in a way that's, like, it's so interesting to watch it play out.
Yeah,
And as you can see, like, through the episodes, I started off like, "Oh, yeah, I got this, don't worry, stab,
right.
stab." And I really was stabbing people, and it was fine. Everything was cool, and then the stab was not working. After, like,
It's like
episode 1, stab never worked again, for
it was
real.
like
So
really bad rolls
it
and
was
like
really
one
bad,
good
bro.
hit, and you were like, you know what? Oh, this combat got hands. Like,
It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my gosh.
oh
No,
my
like,
god.
legit real bad. So I was like, "Oh, we need to rework this." Like, me and Mavis had to have a sit down conversation like, "Hey,
Mavis,
let's
you're
figure this
embarrassing me.
out." Like, let's figure this out because this is not working. So I do like combat, but I also think I have to look at combat in a different way now. So
Mhm.
I mentioned it before at the end of one of the episodes. I think it was episode 3, 2 or 3, where we talked about what our bond changes are, which is one of my
Mm.
favorite things that Tyler does, like ending on bond changes. I think
And
it's
do you wanna speak to that? What
yeah,
Tyler does?
actually,
Yeah.
yeah, totally. So bond changes at the end of each episode basically is just where we have a moment to kind of each individual gets to talk about like any changes that they've noticed throughout that episode. So I'm trying to think of
Like between
yeah, between
characters,
characters
between
or like whatever
NPCs.
conflict or
Mhm.
whatever, like you can kind of make a note of that and talk about it. And it's really helpful because it kind of gives us all an idea of like where everybody is,
Mhm.
character wise, where everybody is, like what they're
And this is
thinking
out
about
of
and kind
character,
of,
y'all. This is
yeah,
like, you're not
yeah,
role playing it. This is just, DM to each other. Like,
yeah.
how did you feel about this session? Yeah.
How basically it's a vibe check and it's
Yeah, it
really good.
totally is.
It's a vibe check and it's great because it does give us a moment of just like, oh cool, like let me actually think about how this went. How did I
Yeah.
feel about this? What was Mavis thinking about? And I really like it because it gives me a minute to actually think about everything that just happened. And the way that Tyler ends each session is so good. It's so good. And it always catches me off guard because Tyler's an amazing storyteller. Love the music. I literally just teleport to whatever he is talking about.
I know.
And I love it very much. So like
It
I'll
blew
be
my
sitting
mind
there
the
like,
first time.
"Oh my gosh." I was like, "Hello?" But
I
but
mean, he's also technically a musician. I mean, I think
yes,
that that's where
yes.
some of that appreciation comes from. Tyler is an opera singer.
Mhm.
And he very much, I'm so sorry. He very much understands music and like how it gets a feeling out of a person.
Oh, Tyler's also the kid that made, that one
Oh
episode
yeah.
of Dexter's Laboratory. If y'all know what episode y'all know what episode I'm talking about. There's an episode of Dexter's Laboratory where a child, made, like, an entire episode of Dexter's Laboratory and then sent it to the people at Nickelodeon. No, Cartoon Network, and they were like, "Hey, it'd be so fun if we animated this." So they animated over Tyler's voice when he was a child, animated over his voice, about Mandark and his head's falling from the sky and stuff like that. I was a kid and I was like, oh my gosh, this episode is wild.
It's like
Da, 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 da.
it's like fully
It's a
voiced over by like a 6-year-old. Like it's a whole
literally.
episode of Dexter where it's like a voiceover of
Mhm.
like a little kid.
A
Yeah.
little kid, you can hear everything, right?
It's all like
Found out.
Crayola drawing. Yeah.
Found out. So literally so excited my hair started like, yeah.
I know.
Ponytail was like, no.
I
But
lost it the
literally-
first time I found this out. I lost it. And
I
no
literally-
one
I
was
was talking-
reacting.
I was
like
talking
freaking
about it
out.
for a week straight. I was like, y'all, you'll never guess who my DM is. No wonder. He's magical. This has been a
Yeah, that's our
He's been
DM.
he's been an amazing storyteller his entire life. When I tell y'all,
He
anyways,
sent that. He like recorded it and sent it to freaking or
Yes.
his mom sent it to
sent it to
Cartoon
Cartoon
Network.
Network.
And they were like, "Hey, do you want to come make an episode about this?" And he
Yeah.
did. That's Tyler.
That's Tyler. That's our DM. Okay, so when I tell y'all, he knows what he's doing. Like his entire life is just. Well, actually, that's pretty much all I know about Tyler. To be honest with you,
Right.
Cartoon Network as a
Opera
child,
singer.
and then opera singer now. It's like what I know. So his entire life, basically, is just amazing, and I'm just so impressed. But it just
Yeah.
makes sense that that the kid that made that would
Yeah.
eventually become an amazing DM,
I know.
and also absolutely amazing opera singer as well.
I know.
Anyways, I forgot what we were talking about originally. 'Cause
So,
I got-
yeah, so,
I
like-
got sidetracked.
It's okay. This is a great sidetrack.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I was wondering like the how you feel about combat, and you were mentioning that you
Yes.
had like a go ahead.
So okay, yeah. So the way that Tyler ends the episodes, I really appreciate that. So in one of those moments where I was discussing like, oh, combat, me having a great time, I was able to kind of reflect on like, oh, okay, maybe all of these bad roles actually. Well, I was learning like two things at once. One, I was learning how combat works in a better way. It's not just, okay, I have to
Mhm.
like take a weapon and physically harm them in that way. I have a bunch of spells that I can use. I have a bunch of spells I can use. I can help out in a different way. Like there's different things that I can do. So that episode where I got beat up, not me, Mavis got beat up. I recognized that as like Sage. But also, it was a great moment for Mavis to have like character development. And so that's one of my favorite episodes so far because it was such a like interesting like series of events.
Yeah.
And so from then, it's really cool to watch like as stuff happens, it's like he's getting more confident as things goes on, but
Yeah.
also it's like I'm also getting more confident in
Yeah.
how to navigate those spaces. So it's really cool. And so I do like combat now. Before I was like, yeah, oh wait, oh,
Right.
maybe not as much. Oh wait, I'm getting it. Okay, I'm understanding it now. And so I do like combat now, but it definitely took a minute. to get
Yeah.
to the point.
Oh man, I was such a combat
yeah.
hater. My first ever D&D session, I was so bored. I just wanted to role play, and now I totally see the value of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's
very
really cool.
fun.
That's really cool. There was a question from chat on this topic. What's Mavis's favorite spell / move?
Ooh, actually, I do have a favorite spell.
Yeah,
But it was
tell me.
in. I'm not gonna tell you which one it was. You're gonna have to watch the newest.
Ah!
You're gonna have to watch the newest episode.
Watch the episode,
Because
okay?
I haven't been able to use it until now, and it's actually it worked out really well too. I
Is
think
that the episode coming out on Friday?
the one that we just did. So that one's gonna come out.
Yeah, so that comes out tomorrow.
Oh, that comes out tomorrow?
I think so.
Y'all edited that
Right,
so
Bella?
fast.
Fellas, that come out tomorrow. Sorry, I
that
don't want to be a
tomorrow?
liar.
I don't know if y'all are ahead of schedule or anything, but the one we just finished, that's the first time I got to use it.
Girl, it's
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'm so sorry. It comes out Friday.
It comes out Friday. That's
So not
y'all edit that
tomorrow,
so
Friday.
fast.
Comes out-
Hello? Oh my gosh.
I forgot what day of the week it was for a second.
Yeah, no worries. That y'all edit that super fast. But so on Friday.
Bella
so
did. Bella's fast.
Bella, I don't know how you do everything.
I know.
And you do everything so amazingly too.
Everything
I'm
is
just
so
oh my
good.
gosh. I'm genuinely amazed by y'all. So thank you so much. I don't know if I actually I do thank y'all a lot, but also thank you for everything that you do because Bella, you're amazing. Sunday, you're also amazing producing.
you.
Like and like
That
changing
was
scenes and everything.
so good.
So wonderful.
I love this team so much. I mean, they're they're so good.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. And I think that was really important to us too, is like we need new cast members to come in here and we're gonna be the best. Well, we're gonna hold them in our little nest. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's really like, hey, please come play with us because this is an amazing thing that we have and we really want to share it.
Mhm.
And like I feel like we hadn't really been doing that before. Like we hadn't shared it.
Mhm.
So we're really lucky to have you. Like
Oh,
I know you
stop.
feel like we're lucky, but it's us. We're the
I
lucky ones.
stop. We can go back and forth all day. Y'all are
I
so
know,
lovely.
we could.
Stop. I genuinely been having such a good time. So thank
I'm
you
good.
for all the hard work y'all are putting in because it's very fun.
We're so happy. We're so happy to be here. Oh
But
my
yeah, so
god.
also
We're
sorry to cut
gushing.
that answer like super quick. Like watch the
That was
episode on
great.
Friday, but also I
I
don't want to
love
spoil
that.
it because it is a really cool move.
Yeah. That's a great
But
answer.
actually, that's my favorite. I'll give you my second favorite. I think
Okay,
my
give us your
second
second.
favorite was invisibility because it was super handy.
Oh
It's
yeah.
super handy. The only thing is the invisibility is a one that takes concentration. So
Uh-huh.
if I break the concentration or Mavis breaks concentration, it goes away. So it's like trying to know when to use it
Mhm.
is the, I guess, tricky part. Not really so tricky, but that's the part that's important. But that's my second favorite. My first favorite is definitely the one that you're
All right.
gonna
All
watch on
right.
Friday, y'all.
You guys will see it on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I invisibility is crazy. I think concentration spells was one of the things I actually struggled with in Baldur's Gate. It's like kept being like, "Oh,
Mm.
I broke my concentration because I tried to do something else," and I just like totally forgot. It's hard to concentrate.
Yeah.
So I actually have never asked you, what is your alignment? What is Mavis's alignment? Do you know the alignments? Okay, no. This is great.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So D&D alignments. I wish Tyler was here for this because I think I can do it
Oh, I think I
justice.
do know what you mean,
It's
actually.
the like the graph you have where it's like good, neutral, evil, and then lawful, neutral,
Yes.
chaotic. Yeah.
Tyler
So
said
like
ignore that because that was gonna be too
he
much for my
did.
little brain. I think
That's true.
I
That's a
think.
really good point. That's a really good
Um
point. Tyler always says he gave me this example a long time ago. So I
mhm,
hope that I do this justice, Tyler. I'm so sorry if you're watching this back and I don't do it justice. But he said, if you are at a stop sign, a four-way stop,
okay.
it's late at night, there's no one there for miles, and you come up to the stop sign, what do you do?
Oh, it's hard.
I know.
I
There's no
think
one there. No one's gonna witness it.
okay, I think Mavis would probably no, it depends
All
on
right?
the
It's
day.
hard. It's hard. You know what?
I
Think
think it
about it.
actually depends on the day though.
Totally.
Because I think I could totally see him being like just sitting there waiting for
Yeah,
the
right. Like
waiting, and then
totally.
going.
Yeah.
Um, I think yeah, actually no, I think he would stop. I think he would stop. I'm
I
trying to think of
think
him just like going. I
right.
actually don't
You
see
don't
that. I
see
think he
it?
would stop. Yeah.
Yeah. Would he come to like a complete stop?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
complete stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that that's lawful good. It might be
Okay.
chaotic good. Um, because I'm imagining you like do at your
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like and I mean again, it doesn't really matter that much. I think
Yeah.
mostly it's just like this was like a fun I mean it's in the D&D lore, right? And I think there's
Yeah, it
probably
is.
a big part of the community that thinks it's really important, but
Mhm.
Tyler doesn't, so we don't have to think
Yeah.
it's important. Right? Like Tyler is dictating a lot of like we talked about the other day, like Tyler comes up with like some of the ley lines and stuff and like some of the lore for the
Yeah.
dragon. So it was like we talked about this in the last after the episode too, which was like some of this like lore is not necessarily like straight out of the book. Some of it is from Tyler's head, some of it is from his world. This is technically a homebrew D&D, which means that we're we have a lot of like the scene with Hex where he's like like flying basically with
Oh,
his echo.
that
That
was so cool.
that's very
So
not in the
cool.
D&D rules,
Yeah,
right? Like that is
no.
homebrew as hell.
Yeah.
So technically it is a homebrew campaign and some people
Yeah.
don't like that. They some people do like when it's we stick to the rules. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, I was just curious if you thought about it. And
Yeah.
I'll let Tyler assign your answer, the one
Think
in,
I
with
think
the
it would
alignment.
be more chaotic good.
Canada good. I think
Yeah.
so too.
Yeah. 'Cause definitely would follow rules, but also is kinda like,
Right. Right, he's thinking about
"Oh."
it. He's thinking about the situation, but by the time he's done thinking about it, the moment's passed and he's come to a complete stop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It's very, very chaotic good. Yeah. Cool. So, do you like or dislike how complex or not complex D&D is? Like would you be interested in more complex
Hmm.
mechanics? Would you prefer to just kind of tell the story? Like how much into the mechanics are you? And there's
I
no wrong answers here,
think
Sage. Seriously.
Yeah, I think it's actually a really good balance right now. I wouldn't mind, eventually doing more, I think as I'm still, like, literally still trying to understand, like, what I'm fully capable of doing or, like, what
Hmm.
certain rules are,
Sure.
um, but I think having, I literally I'm thinking of, like, how we play, and I'm like, would I actually want to adjust that? Not really, because it's
Yeah.
actually a really good balance. Because the story is amazing. The story is spectacular, but also the technical aspect of everything, is really nice too because it's structured, but it's not so much where I'm, like, struggling to remember what I can
Right.
and can't do, which is
Right.
what I mentioned earlier about being able to, like, kind of flow into this
Hmm.
and have, yeah, flow into this and have, like, really good, understanding of, like, what's going on, but not being so overwhelmed
Yeah.
with everything at once, like, that's why I'm having such a great time.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, so I think the balance that we have right now is good, but also I don't think I would mind more of one or the other.
Yeah,
I'm a
that makes
very
sense.
I'm a very chill
Do you
lad.
like do you like board games and like potentially
Yes.
complex board games?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, I can kind of it's so odd because I feel so weird being like, "Oh, I can pretty much just do whatever," but that's kind of how I feel, like, as if
Yeah.
everyone is like, "Oh, we would wanna play this really hard, complex board game, but we're gonna need to, like, learn the rules, and it'll
Mhm.
take, like, 30 minutes to explain it." I'm like, "We're all gonna play? Yes, I will listen, and I'm focused 100% on this thing, and I'll learn it." And if everyone's like, "Okay, I wanna play Monopoly or play, like, checkers, but not actually really pay attention to the rules and just yap," I'm cool with that too. So
I love that.
it's a very it's like a good thing, but also,
No, it
um,
is. There's no
I feel
also,
like
there's no
yeah.
but. That's a good thing.
I know. So sometimes I hear it's, like, not the best thing in the world, but I will take it. I'll take it. I'll take her
Who's giving you
compliment.
that feedback?
Oh, goodness. Sunday.
This is great. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that a lot. I think that I mean, yeah, if you have like two like people who are just like I'm down for whatever. It's like asking you what
That's
you want for
hard. Yes.
dinner. Yeah,
Yes.
and like
"Where do you
the
wanna
both
eat?" "I don't know. Where do you
I
wanna
don't know
eat?"
what
"I don't
right,
know."
right. Oh, I can eat anything. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
mean, when you're working within like a group that balances each other,
Yeah.
those are like oh, that's a great quality to have because we can do or like try new things, especially in a creative field where you're like I'm down for anything.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I think that's a really cool thing to have. I'm so sorry about my cat.
No, you're fine.
He likes when I talk. Like sometimes I'm like silently playing video games and he like won't be anywhere near me, but as soon as I start talking to people on Discord, he like shows up. Yeah. Um so do you have any like goals for Mavis or for yourself in playing D&D? Any achievements you
Oh
want
my
to like
gosh.
get yeah. And like
Great question.
it's a big question, you know?
It is.
I feel like do I need to send questions ahead of time? I feel like
No, I
okay.
think no, 'cause I love, like, literally thinking about it, like, on the fly instead of
Okay.
having something super prepared.
I always
So,
worry that, like, I'm asking a complex, hard to answer question, and I'm like,
no.
"Here's something."
No, it's good because 'cause they're thought provoking, but they're not so difficult that I'm like, "Oh, I need, like, 10
I need
minutes to
10
figure that
minutes,
out."
yeah.
Yeah. So so I think, for this,
Mhm.
I already forgot it. Sorry,
That's my bad.
I started giggling.
I know. So, I mean, Mavis wants to find
Oh, yes.
his best
So,
friend for sure.
yeah, so, goals for Mavis, that's definitely one, hopefully, at least find the best friend, find Lilith, or at least find what had happened. Um, I think a new goal for Mavis is probably to, um, I don't know if I wanna say that. I don't know if that's, like y'all can't tell anybody, though. have a secret goal. One of my secret goals is having Hex like stay in the area for
Mm.
longer than like what I suspect that he might, because in the beginning he talked a lot about like moving,
Mhm.
and so there's like a secret goal, don't tell anybody, of
Yeah, okay,
trying to
no,
get
your
Hex to
secret's safe
stay,
with
because I
me.
think everybody else, well, hopefully everybody is gonna like stay, but I think Mavis is very not super dependent on everybody, but hasn't had like a close knit group of friends or family
Yeah,
since Lilith. And so
right.
it's like it's really cool to see kind of everybody working well together and hanging out. So I think that's like one thing like Mavis really wants, but that's like a secret third thing type of type of
Sure,
situation.
yeah,
But yeah, specifically with Hex, because Hex is like somebody that Mavis like looks up to a lot.
yeah.
And so yeah, so there's that. And then
What started that relationship with Hex? Like, what was the defining moment for Mavis? Because you guys were strangers a couple of
yeah.
days ago, I think it's been in game?
Yeah, so I think it's a mixture of like the oh, actually, I think the defining moment, like the actual defining moment was I think it was the second episode or like the second
Mhm,
session where Mavis got beat up hecka bad and almost died. And
mhm.
Hex kind of pulled him to the side and was like, "Hey, so what did that feel like?" And Mavis was like, what are you talking about? Not good. Like, what do you mean?"
Right.
It's just like, no, like falling in battle and, you know, and it was just one of those moments where like me and Mavis were like,
Right.
and so I think that was like the moment of like, oh snap. I want to make sure that Hex is good, but two, I want to see him not worry about me in battle, which was one of those things where I'm like, okay, Mavis is gonna be a little bit smarter about battle and not just go in dagger ablaze, I guess, and like trying to stab everybody, but being more strategic. Um,
Wow,
which yeah,
that's
I
really
I
cool.
think that's what it was. I think it was like that moment. And then ever since then, it's like all decisions have kind of been trying to impress Hex for sure, but also just like make sure that Mavis isn't the one that's dragging everybody down.
Yeah, that's a really, really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where that goes. What about you
Yeah.
as a player? Do you have any goals or things that you want to achieve through playing D&D?
So I think I want to just get to I don't think so fully. I think
It could be just for fun.
definitely yeah, like I think for me it's just like okay, I wanted to see if this is something that I enjoy or I
Mhm.
would enjoy. Yes, heck yeah. I think this is really fun. Probably it's making me feel more comfortable about um just like just role playing in general, like I was talking
Mhm,
about the creativity thing, like it's
mhm.
helping with that too. I think being around amazing storytellers, because everyone is an amazing storyteller, like the way that like Bella puts so much emotion
I
into
know.
like embodying the character of Belle is so inspiring and I love it so much. And then like of course Sebastian with Hex is also just like peak because every time all 3 and then, Kate as well with Leah. Every time they say something as their character, I'm like, "They definitely would say that." I'm literally, like, picturing everything. I'm like, "Y'all are so, like, brilliant." And then, of course, Tyler with his many different voices and, um, just the way that he describes things and, like, the lights and the sounds on top of it, like, having that like whole thing it just I don't know, it's just such a great thing to experience period that I haven't really thought about goals outside of that. It just but it does make me feel like I enjoy doing this a lot and hope that I can continue to just play D&D even
Yeah,
after this campaign. I'm probably
yeah.
still going to try to like do other campaigns as well, but I've been experiencing like enjoying this experience so very much, so
That's
I
amazing.
appreciate it.
That's awesome. So Tyler's got a few questions for you directly from Tyler. He
Awesome.
texted me these questions. So,
Wonderful.
I didn't realize that we were running out of time because I'm just having fun doing this. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
yapping. I'm
Yeah,
so
I am
sorry.
too. I'm
I
really
wanna
enjoying it.
apologize, but also I'm enjoying my time.
Um, Okay, so we did kind of ask this already. So, like,
Mhm.
what are your initial thoughts about D&D before starting your first campaign? So like this is like when I asked you like what did you know about D&D
Yeah.
beforehand too? But he has this really good follow up. Like,
Mhm.
what was the most difficult thing about being a new player in the game? What was the
Mm.
easiest?
Okay. So, before actually starting to play D&D, I think, my initial, like, thoughts from the outside looking in was like, "Oh, everyone's getting real excited about that over there." Like, that's what it looks like. It's just people that like D&D, they don't just
Like,
like D&D.
it's
They're
like
like,
watching the
"No."
people talk about Severance, and you're like, I guess I gotta watch
I
Severance.
was like, "What the heck?" Everyone was talking about, "Oh, your Audi does this." I thought they were talking
Right?
about belly buttons. I'm like, "What are y'all talking about? What
Yeah,
are y'all even saying right
totally.
now?" So, that's what it outside looking in, that's what it just that was my, like, initial thoughts is just when people enjoy when people enjoy D&D, they, like, really, really
Yeah,
enjoy
dude.
D&D. Like, the memes are great, the jokes are hilarious now that I get them,
Yeah.
hilarious. I'm literally cackling as I'm
Is your
watching this
TikTok
stuff.
feed like you're like, "Ah, I get that
Yes.
joke now."
Yeah. I love it so much. Oh
That's
my
really
gosh.
funny.
Um, oh my gosh, yeah, there's like yeah, this is really good. So those are like my initial thoughts of just like, "Oh, they having
Mhm.
fun over there," like that little cat meme,
Yeah,
like, "What
totally.
they got going on over there?" So that's 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 that. And then, the most what you said difficult part,
Yeah,
about
what's the most difficult so far, and what's the been the easiest as
okay,
being, like, a new player perspective?
so I'll say difficult was, learning specifically, like, when I can do certain things
Mhm.
and why or why not, and so that was
Like
the
bonus
hardest.
actions,
Yeah, like,
reactions, that kinda
exactly.
thing? Yeah.
So, like, exactly, like, what the difference is between a reaction versus, like, bonus action
Mhm.
or, what things classify as what. Um, Learning, like, the technical aspect of D&D was, like, the difficult part,
Mhm.
because for me I'm already drawn into the story aspect. I'm good. That I'm kind of getting the gist of, but the
Right.
actual technical rules of the game can be difficult going into it. I
Totally.
also actually between it was like last month or a couple weeks ago, I played oh my gosh, Pathfinder. So I did
Mm.
A Pathfinder campaign, which was almost would say harder
It
than
is.
this.
Totally.
Because it has more,
Yeah.
way a lot more customization,
Yeah.
so much more customization. The
Even
rules
just character
are
creation is, like,
it's a
twice the
lot,
amount.
it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So, it can be a little difficult, because I had a little bit of knowledge of D&D going into that. It was a little bit different, but it was still really fun, and I
Mhm.
think I had a lot of fun because I had this experience with D&D first. That would've been a little too much, I think, going into it without ever having any types of D&D knowledge whatsoever or just, like, role play knowledge at all.
Right.
But I appreciate having this as my, like, foundation for it because it was a lot smoother,
Yeah,
like,
totally.
going into it. So then the easy part, um, or the easiest aspect for me has been the, like, interacting with everyone, just when we're kind of just casually having conversations or we're trying to figure something out or,
Like, in
just
character?
yeah, like, in character.
Mhm.
That part has been the easiest for me, I think, because, it really just feels like we're all just yapping,
Yeah.
and it's like I literally know it feels like when we sit down and we're all, like, looking at each other like, "Hey, I hope you had a good week, da, da, da." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Mavis gets to hang out with his friends." Like, I'm so
That's
excited
what
for
it feels
him.
like. Yeah.
That's I'm like, "I'm so excited he gets to hang out with his friends now." "Oh, we're in danger. Oh, there's a battle. Oh, okay." Like, gotta lock in for a moment. But
Especially
that's what
these
it feels
last 2
like.
episodes have been, like, starting out in
Yeah,
danger.
like, so, but yeah, so I think that, has been pretty fun. Um, yeah. So I think that's been the easiest part. So just learning how to kind of where I can interject into the
Mhm.
conversations or like where I can like lead the conversations or
Yeah.
so that part of it has been the easiest for me like as a player.
Yeah.
Um Especially cuz I got comfortable fairly quickly, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are definitely like first of all, Pathfinder came first. Please keep me honest if I'm wrong, chat, but
I do not
Pathfinder came
remember
first,
actually.
and then I think I'm pretty sure that the D&D side of it was like especially D&D 5e, which is the version that we're playing. It's like the
Mhm.
fifth edition. Is like the attempt on making it super accessible to people who aren't into the complex and intense rules. Or even if they are into it, they can be into it, or like you can kind of like pick or choose. So I think that was like really important, right? Was like making this more play, and it worked. I mean, it became more popular with, and more in the zeitgeist because of that. So yeah, that's really interesting. And yeah, there are a lot of players who prefer or find the role playing thing to be actually harder than like keeping track of a rule like you would like a board game or
Mhm.
something. So that's really interesting to hear that's been the easy part for you.
Yeah.
Another question from Tyler: are you curious about other classes like ranger? Oh my god, am I gonna blank on all the classes? Um,
There's a good handful and a half.
yeah, there are. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I like just they all disappeared from my brain. Somebody just asked
no.
me what my favorite band was, and I forgot every music I've ever heard. Um,
Um,
D&D came first. Okay. It was an intentional rework off of D&D. Okay. So that's what
got
happened.
it.
But yeah, like the other classes of D&D. Are you curious about any other classes? Like how much do you know about them?
Yes, but not it's hard because I feel like I really am just a young bard. So it's
Yeah.
so hard thinking of um like I am interested, but I'm more interested I think I would be more interested like watching other people play
Mhm.
different classes to kind of see what it would look like, but I also didn't research super hard on the other classes because I was like reading
Yeah.
little snippets and I'm like, "Oh, that one." And then I'm
Yeah,
like,
totally.
yeah,
That's
so
how I got my
I'm
first character too.
yeah. So, I can't oh, wait, there's one.
Mhm.
Actually, hold on.
We've got barbarian, we've got druid.
Yeah, druid, that's the
Druid.
one. So I think,
Leah's a druid,
druid,
right?
yes. Yeah, yes? Druid elf?
She's a ranger. I'm a liar. I'm a
Ranger, oh,
liar.
okay.
Thank you. Sorry.
But yeah, so I think druid, yes, was the one that I was kind of going back and forth between bard and druid initially. I couldn't remember what it was, but thank you for the
Yeah,
reminder.
druids are cool. I mean, they have that connection to nature. She has the nature vibes. That's why I got him confused. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah. So why were you interested in druid?
because of the nature
The
aspect of it.
nature
I was
aspect.
like, "Oh,
Totally.
yeah." I was like, "I
Totally.
could just be like a little cutie patootie."
I
That would
know.
sound like so much fun.
You are kind of a cutie patootie though, so you did successfully get cutie patootie. So,
Yeah.
the other question that he had was who do you think your character feels the most closest to? And I mean, I think so far you've answered Hex, but do you want to speak on that a little bit more? Like,
So that's the hard part because I
yeah.
don't know. I think I wanna say I wanna say Belle because
Oh, really?
they have very similar, like, vibes as far as, they're, like, happy-go-lucky.
Sure.
They're the glass has juice in it type of people, and, even though their personalities are, like, still different because they're 2 completely different
Glass
people,
has juice in it.
that glass got juice in it. Like, that's, like, that's how the vibe like, literally, if
I'm
you
sorry,
put
I don't know
oh
why.
my gosh, actually, I bet if you put a glass of juice in between all 4 of them, they would both
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, we got juice." And then Leah and Hex would be like, "Who put that there?" Like,
Right. Right.
that would literally be the vibes.
I
So
have never I mean, everyone knows the glass half full. Not once
yeah,
in my life I don't know why that got me so good, but it was that glass has juice. I'm gonna start
yeah.
saying that stage.
'Cause not
Just
even it's half full. No, it got juice
it
in
got
it. Like,
juice.
oh
That
my
is
gosh, I'm
wild.
thirsty. What a wonderful surprise.
I didn't mean
Like,
to derail. That just got me so
no,
good.
but, like, that's how I envision it. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's how they are. So I think I wanna instantly go to that because they
Yeah.
do have, like, just, like, a type of vibe, but, but also I think if it's hard because I also think that Leah and, Mavis end up standing close to each other, or they're usually always, like, kind of on the same wavelength of,
Mhm.
like, maybe this is what we should do next, or, like, okay, we're gonna be super quiet, or, like, okay, we're gonna do this or that, and then Leah was, I think, one of the first people kind of. It was like Hex kind of bonded over
Mhm.
the shampoo thing, and then me Mavis and Leah bonded when they were going across the bridge, when
Yeah.
when she was like almost falling and stuff. So it's like it always actually it's a lot of falling or like being around Leah to be like, "Hey, are you good?" type of thing. I just realized that actually. So it's
I
always
didn't
like
see that.
Maeve is always kind of like, "Hey, what's going on over there with Leah?" So it's I think I think it's hard because I don't know who he's closest to, but I think
Yeah.
he wants to be really close to Hex. He
Yeah, for
already
sure.
feels that kind of, I guess, bond with Belle because they just homies for real.
Elle gets it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Belle gets it, exactly. Um, and, they're like the sunshine characters, and then, Leah in a more sense of like, "Hey, friend, you good? Are you good?" Uh, because I think Leah does a really good job of, like, being that for everyone else,
Yeah, totally.
which I think is really important as well. So yeah,
Somebody's
that's
gotta
a
do it for
great
Leah though,
question.
so
Yeah, great question. So I think that would be my answer.
that's amazing. Well, we are over time, but any final words from Sage or Mavis before we
Um,
wrap?
just want to thank you again for having me on and also for putting together something so amazing and um, just I don't know I'm feel very grateful and like I said I feel very lucky to have this experience and share this experience with all of you. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for helping me through things. But also thank you for being so kind through all of it as well. Bella, again, thank you so much for the invite in the first place. Tyler, huge thank you for being an amazing DM, amazing person. Sunday, thank you for being the best producer I've ever met in my life. You're amazing. You are hilarious and like hearing your voice from above whenever we go on breaks and and things and you're like, yo, this is a great episode. Like it's so it's so like encouraging. And like we I don't know, like y'all just do such a wonderful job and you work so hard and for Bella like editing all of these things. I don't know how you got this edited so fast.
I know.
But y'all are just wonderful and a huge thank you as well to Sebastian and to Kate for helping
Yeah,
me along the way as
shout out to
well
the
because
cast members. The whole cast is so great.
spectacular,
Yeah.
spectacular. It's so hard to keep a straight face sometimes with the stuff that they say because I'm like, y'all,
Y'all
I'm supposed
don't
to be
know how
serious.
often I will be because I'm on mute that whole time and I'll be like,
Yeah,
ah! Like
like out loud.
all the time.
It's so
All the
hard.
time.
I try my
Well,
best to keep a straight face,
I know
but
I do. Well, I don't have to, but
yeah,
um, yeah. Well, we are. I mean, from everyone at Predicting Chaos, we are forever grateful that you wanted to play, that you trusted us with your like attention and with your characters and with your creativity. Because I mean, we are 100% the lucky people to have you on our cast. Like, thank you so much, and I can't wait to do more episodes. Um,
yeah.
cool. Well, shout out to the rest of the cast. Shout out to Sage. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for doing a stream together with us. This is really
Yeah.
cool. Your chat is so nice. Hi guys, you're so cool.
Yeah, they're super sweet.
um, and yeah, if you guys like Sage or you like not Bella, you'll probably or like Cater Tot, you'll probably really like Predicting Chaos. So yeah, we have a new episode coming out on Friday at 12 p.m. EST. So if you want to watch the most recent episode, you can do that. You can also see all of the previous episodes. I think we're on episode 6. So all the previous
Holy
episodes are up
moly.
on I know, it goes fast, right?
Whoa, that's a lot of episodes. That's
It goes
actually wild.
fast, doesn't it?
Holy moly.
Yeah, so all the previous episodes are up on YouTube. Also, we do send it out as a podcast. So if you prefer to just listen, you can find us on anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Sage. Thank you, Bella. And we will talk to you again soon. See you Friday. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Bye.